Oh man, today we are full of good news. But the best news is, they left! They moved out! Yes! If you don't know what I'm talking about, reference this video where these meth heads threw metal at me. Throw a piece of metal at me one more time, which I could, that's assault, by the way. Yes, it recorded me coming 29 down here. It also recorded you throwing a piece of metal. Oh my God. Today's a good day, guys. As you can tell, this is fresh out of the garage. I mean, fresh. So this is basically the test drive, making sure everything's working. And you guys may be confused, and I'll explain everything that happened with this bike and why you haven't seen it lately. That dude was looking at me like, what the hell is he talking with his hands? As you may be aware, the stator slash generator went out. The generator threw its magnets and just kind of wrecked everything in the charging system except for the rectifier somehow. God, these things are so much powerful. And when I was replacing that like an idiot, I didn't do the gasket properly, so it started, you're making me nervous. So it started leaking oil everywhere. So I'm like, oh, no big deal, I'll just take it out, put the gasket on, all done, no big deal. Well, wrong. There's these little rubber things called dampers that hold the generator onto this gear that kind of dampen the vibration, and they're all loose in there basically. They're just hanging in there loose, which was a shit design by Yamaha, because when you take out the generator, those tend to fall, and when they fall straight into the engine case, which is a freaking nightmare. So then that happened to me. So I had to take the oil pan off, which basically removes everything off the bottom of this bike to get at the oil pan. And I was smart. This time I said, you know what? I am not going to forget this gasket. I am to wait on everything until I get the gasket. Got the gasket, started to do everything. 6 hours into this, and I got everything put back together, and it just started pissing oil like crazy out of the oil pan. And it was definitely coming from the gasket. So I had to rip everything apart again. Found that somehow there was like some debris, probably from the stator generator, whatever it was, in the bottom of the oil pan that got stuck in the gasket, causing it to leak. So I cleaned it all out real good, and now it's sealed up properly, and it appears to be holding just fine. You may notice, the last time you saw it, I've removed the mirrors. I fixed the windscreen so I can actually see the top of the tack now. But now I really have no mirrors. I'm like straight up Motonosity, no mirror lifestyle on this right now. Oh, but I'm so happy that she's back. It's not perfect. Don't get me wrong, we're not 100%. There's now a, well, there's not now, I think this has always been the case. It's a bit of an exhaust leak at the header, which is not a huge problem, but it just sounds like valve tick. I noticed it when I first had the bike, but now that I've taken the exhaust off, I'm noticing it more, probably because of taking it on and off repeatedly. Now it's not sealing up properly. Fucking hell, this thing is so fast. Oh yes, so we're gonna get some toll road action. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. But I learned one more lesson, and that lesson is I am never going to purchase a used vehicle from Woods Fun Center in Austin ever again. Throughout this entire process, when the generator went to shit almost only a week after owning it, they would do everything within their power to ignore me and do as little as humanly possible to help me out. It's just a good faith gesture to help someone out when they purchase a motorcycle from you and it dies like a week later. And they were just complete not having it at all, working to do a single thing to help me out. So based on that, I will never buy a bike from Woods Fun Center ever again. Never. Just because the customer service is shit, and I know if something goes wrong with that bike, they ain't gonna help me out. So, lesson learned. There's something wrong with the Speedo too. I'm like fairly confident we were doing not 16 on the toll road. cow. God damn it. Well, that was short-lived now, wasn't it?